Hi everyone on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts about Week 3 and my picks for Week 4 for the 2021 NFL season. Check it out. First off, let me just say, what a wild and crazy week we had for Week 3. So, anyways, I went 11-5 straight up last week, and overall for that, I'm 26-22 overall for straight up. And against the spread, I'm 8-8 last week, and I'm 23-24-1 overall. So I'm moving in the right direction in both of those places. And I'm 9-7 overall for over and under, and I'm at 25-23 overall. So other than that, I'm going to the right direction, so that's pretty good. So I think we should keep that going. So I think into that terms, it's like, now let's see what we can do from there. But what happened last week? Thursday night, we get Carolina beating Houston on Thursday night. They end up beating them with a really strong, big defense over there. Sam Darnold looks like he's found a right home for Carolina right now. I think he's doing pretty well. I think that he's going to continue that spread, but I don't know. So we'll see. And Buffalo beating the Washington football team, which we all kind of expect that from had like a 22-point differential, I think it was. So, and Josh Allen looks like an MVP candidate right now, so this is kind of so far for that, so we'll see how that one goes. Well, Josh Allen, excuse me. Josh Allen, I believe he's an MVP candidate so far, so we'll see how that one goes. So, in Cleveland and Chicago, Cleveland did what Cleveland did and stuff like that, but, you gotta give Justin Fields time, he has an awful system in Matt Nagy, so I think Matt Nagy's going to go this year. So, I don't know, but, they're home this week. I hope that Justin Fields gets the win, so we'll see how that one turns out. In Baltimore and Detroit, but let me just say this. Congratulations to Justin Tucker for the longest field goal ever made, which I believe that was, who broke that record. I believe it was, I'm trying to think who it was, Matt Pryor's record for 64 from Denver, I think it was. So I think that he was the longest one. Then other than that, it was Tom Dempsey from the 60s or 70s or something like that. So I think that's the way to go for that. So anyways, I think going into that, I think it'll be all right. So the Ravens are going in the right directions, but I think Detroit might go a different direction, like always. And Tennessee and Indianapolis, Tennessee did what they needed to do to get a division win. That was a good for Tennessee to get that win spot right there. Kansas City and the LA Chargers. Give credit what's credit's due for the Chargers getting their win when they needed to. But other than that, Kansas City is dead last for the first time since Andy Reid was there, which my condolences to Andy Reid, who got sent to the hospital during the game. Hope he can come back to return from Philadelphia where his coaching career began. So I hope he can take care of that. And the Chiefs and the New Orleans Saints. All they had to do was stop Alvin Kamara, and they didn't do that. So, Mac Jones, like a rookie, he struggled a little bit, But hey, Mac Jones is learning as he goes along, so I think he'll be just fine. But he's facing Tom Brady in his return, so that's going to be a tough one on there. But other than that, let's go with the flow on that with Atlanta and New York Giants. Atlanta got a win with a toilet bowl game, which was kind of a sloppy game, I think. Mostly a defensive game, we would say. And anyways, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, Cincinnati did what they needed to do to get a win. And looks like Pittsburgh is not the same Pittsburgh team. I think they're going to look for a new quarterback in the draft. And maybe, Ben Roethlisberger is going to retire. Who knows? But anyways, Arizona and Jacksonville, I'm saying that Arizona looks like an impressive team so far, as long as with Carolina as well. So I think this is going to be a really interesting one on that one. So anyways, we can continue on. Denver and New York Jets. I think Denver is a really talented team. And Teddy Bridgewater looks like he found a home in Denver. I think that's pretty good for them. But, with the New York Jets, Zach Wilson, I think he still has a lot of learning to do. So anyways, that being said, let's continue on. So, the Raiders and Dolphins, that was a really crazy game. Looks like the Raiders look like they're 3-0 for the first time since their Super Bowl run in 2002. So, good for them. And Tampa Bay and the Rams, Tom Brady didn't really have the best game in the world, but, what can he do? But now Tom Brady's going back to New England. See what happens. Seattle and Minnesota, Seattle needed to do to get a win. In Minnesota, looks like it looks like a mixture of terms on that. And Green Bay and San Francisco, I think it's time for a change for Jimmy Garoppolo. Put in the quarterback. So hold on, I gotta look for that. I think, oh yeah, here we go. I think it's time to put in Trey Lance in there. I think we need to see what he can do. No, not disrespect to Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he had an on and off game, so I think that was the way I looked at it for him. But I think it's time to put in like Trey Lance in there to see what he can do. And not only that, Aaron Rodgers looked like Aaron Rodgers again. All they needed to do was to win a game, and that's all they did. So pretty much. And Dallas and Philadelphia. Now, this is a team, I got to say this is the Dallas Cowboys team I expected all year. They came back strong, what they did. And it's nothing really against Jalen Hurts or anything. He had a decent game, but I think it was just Dallas isn't too strong of a team with Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. I think if Dak was there last year, if he didn't get hurt, so I think he would have been a success for them from Dallas last year, but that wasn't the case. But now that Dallas is back, looks like Dak Prescott can win comeback player of the year. So this looks like a comeback player of the year candidate for there. So we'll see how they do from there. But on that, let's go on with my week 4 picks. Yes, it's beanie season right now. Well, in Canada, they call it a toque. So I'll be wearing some knitted hats right now. So as of right now, because it's starting to get cold around in New England. So anyways, let's continue on. Let's continue with my week 4 picks over there. So anyways, going in. On Thursday night, Cincinnati and Jacksonville. Cincinnati had a really good, strong game against Pittsburgh. It looked like they're going to continue to be a strong route for continue on during the season. So with Joe Burrow and being Joe Burrow, he's doing pretty well. So let's see how that one turns out. But other than that, I think Jacksonville, they're still a young, talented team. They're still going to rebuild from their losing perspectives and everything else like that. We'll see how that one turns out, but I think Cincinnati's going to take the win on Thursday night, and I think Cincinnati over Jacksonville in this game. And I think it's in Cincinnati, I think. Yeah, Cincinnati. So, anyways, it's going to be Cincinnati over Jacksonville in that game. On the line, though, Cincinnati is favored by 7.5 in this game. I'm going to take Cincinnati minus 7.5. Over and under is 45. I'm going to go under 45 in this one. I think it's going to be a little close game on this one. Anyways, that being said, the Washington football team and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, this is a game that it's going to be built on defense, I think it is. So I think it's going to be a defensive battle, I think it's going to see. But if I'm going to have to choose choose one of the teams choose one team, I think who's going to win this game, I think it's going to be a really close call, but I think for this game, it's like a toss-up for me. I really think that I like Ron Rivera. I like all that. He's a great, talented coach and all that, but I had to be a toss and turn on this game all night long, and I was still debating as of now. I think it was. I gotta say, for one team, I think who is making it to the top right now, I think who deserves a lot of credit, not giving up his career, is kind of Tyler Hicking. So who played in the XFL in 2020 before all COVID hit and stuff like that. He was a reserve quarterback, and now he's on the sideline. He did play for my Patriots for a while as a backup for a couple of years until he got released. So I think he hasn't gave up in his NFL career, and I'm happy for him. And I think I'm going to stick with him in the Washington football team in this game. So I'm going to take the Washington football team over the Atlanta Falcons in this game as an upset in this one. Because on the line, though, the Atlanta's favored by 1 in this game. I'm going to take Washington plus 1. Over and under is 48. I'm going to go under 48 in this game. Buffalo and Houston. Now, you're not going to believe what the spread in this game is. But Josh Allen, I think, is going to continue his MVP run. So I'm going to take Buffalo over Houston. I think Houston's still going to see what I expected from Houston this year. So I think that's why I'm going to take Buffalo over Houston in this game. Here it is. On the line, though, Buffalo is favored by 17 points in this game. That's like a college football spread, I think. I was going to say that's way too many points, but it's Houston. That's one of the teams I would have done against, but the other one would probably be the New York Jets, maybe. I don't know. Or the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think a couple of teams, but I'm going to take the points in the same. I'm going to take Buffalo minus 17 in this game. Over and under, it's 48. I'm going to go under 48 in this game. Chicago and Detroit. all I gotta say is this. I think Justin Fields is learning from his mistakes from last week. But if you're Detroit, you're gonna be in for a long, long season after that devastating ending against the Ravens, that should have been a delay of game penalty in the end of the game, but that wasn't being the case. But it was like an offside penalty and stuff like that. And other than that, they gave a 66-yard field goal to Justin Tucker, which he set his NFL record for that, which I think that's going to stand for a while. And I believe Justin Tucker could be on his way to the Hall of Fame if he continues stuff like that. So, anyways, that being said, for what I say about Chicago and Detroit, like I said, I think Detroit's going to be in for a long season. I think there's going to continue that drought. And I believe Justin Fields is going to get his first NFL win this coming week. Just like he's going to learn from his mistakes from last week for getting pounded. So, by Cincinnati. I think it was, Cleveland. But anyways, that being said, I think Chicago, and it's in Chicago, by the way, so it makes it more of a motivational for Justin Fields. So I'm going to take Chicago over Detroit in this game. On the line, though, and it's an upset, by the way. On the line, though, Detroit's favored by 3.5 in this game. I'm going to take Chicago plus 3.5. Over under is 42. I might go a little over 42 in this game. I think it's going to be Detroit's going to make it close a little bit. But I'm just going to say I think Justin Fields is going to learn from his mistakes. Unless he gets an offensive line help, maybe they can see what he can do. Dallas and Carolina. Now this is gonna be a game I'm gonna be really looking forward to see. Carolina with their great defensive team, and so is Dallas and their great offensive line, offense and stuff like that. I believe that this is gonna be a game that's gonna be a back and forth, and I think so in this game. I'm gonna take Dallas over Carolina in this game. On the line though, Dallas is favorite by 4.5 in this game. I'm gonna take Carolina plus 4.5, and it's over and under 50. I'm gonna go over 50 in this game. As I believe it's going to be a high-scoring game, I think it's going to be something like that. And we're going to probably see something in the 30s or 20s or something like that. Indianapolis and Miami. Miami still is banged up from injuries. I still think it's going to continue that spread until they play my Patriots again, personally. So, anyways, I'm going to take Indianapolis in this game. I think Carson Wentz going to take advantage of the injury prones in this game. So I'm going to take Indianapolis over Miami in this game. On the line, though, Miami's favored by 1 in this game. I'm going to take Indianapolis plus 1.5. Over and under is 43. I'm going to go under 43. Cleveland and Minnesota. I think this is a game Cleveland's going to make it prove like we're not going to be a fluke anymore. This is it. We're going to do something. So I'm going to take Cleveland over Minnesota in this game. On the line, though, and it's in Minnesota, by the way. On the line, though, Cleveland is favored by 1 in this game. I'm going to take Cleveland minus 1. Over and under is 53. I'm going to go under 53. The Tennessee Titans and the New York Jets in this game. The Tennessee Titans in this game, this is going to be a game I'm going to see a lot of highlights in this game from Ryan Tannehill. I think we're going to see some numbers. So is Derrick Henry. I think they're going to get an offensive explosion in this game over the New York Jets. And sadly, it's in New York for the Jets, and I feel bad for them. I'm a Patriots fan, so what do I expect? But anyways, I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans over the New York Jets in this game. On the line, though, Tennessee's favored by 7.5 in this game. I'm going to take Tennessee minus 7.5. Over and under, it's 46. I'm going to go under 46. The Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. I hope Andy Reid comes back from his injury from the hospital, which I heard he was out of the hospital. He got released. I hope he was okay. I hope he's fine and all that. So now Kansas City's got to go to Philadelphia, where Andy Reid has returned to his home, his return from Philadelphia, where his coaching career began. He was there for 14 years. Just never got a Super Bowl ring out of the deal. Got a Super Bowl ring. He went to 4 conference championship games. He got one Super Bowl. Who made a great impact for Philadelphia all the years. So with Donovan McNabb and Deuce Staley and all guys like that. So anyways, I think Andy Reid's gonna come back from the hospital, come back to Philadelphia and get a win for this. It's going to be a big emotional win for Kansas City if they do that. So I'm going to take Kansas City over the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. On the line, though, Kansas City is favored by 5.5 in this game. I'm going to take Kansas City minus 5.5. Over and under is 54. I'm going to go crazy and go over 54. We're going to see a lot of fireworks in that game. The LA Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. I think for this game, it's a divisional game. I think the winner of that one's going to get the division, I think. So which I think is going to be the Rams in this case scenario. So So I'm going to take the LA Rams over the Arizona Cardinals in this game. On the line, though, now the Rams are favored by 6 in this game. I'm going to take Arizona plus 6. Over-under, it's 54. I'm going to go over 54.5. I think it's going to be a fireworks game as well. So we'll see how that one turns out. The San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. I think for this game scenario, I think the 49ers need to see if they can make a quarterback change and stuff like that. So I think that they're going to probably look into something like that, especially if you want to beat your divisional opponents. So, and that's in Seattle. Even though it's in San Francisco, so I think there's going to be a time for a change for the quarterback position, I think. So I'm going to take the 49ers in this game over the Seattle Seahawks in this game. On the line now, San Francisco's favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take San Francisco minus 3. Over-under is 52. I'm going to go over 52. Those two are a big rivalry right now, and I think they're going to make a big explosion out of that one. Green Bay and Pittsburgh. I think for this game, I'm going to see something great, crazy games in this one. I think Green Bay is going to be a great, solid team. And Aaron Rodgers looks like he wants to do something. This could be his last hurrah in Green Bay anyway. So we'll see how that one turns out. So I'm going to take... So the way Pittsburgh's playing, they're probably a disappointing team right now, I'm going to say. So I'm going to take Green Bay over Pittsburgh in this game. On the line, though, Green Bay is favored by 17 in this game. I'm going to take Green Bay minus 7. Over-under is 45. I'm going to go over 45. I still say, if they have a defensive, if Pittsburgh could step up their defense, I would have picked in Pittsburgh in this game. But other than that, I'm not really sure. Baltimore and Denver. I think for this game, I think this is like a big hurrah for Baltimore until they play Cincinnati or Cleveland. I think that's going to be a bigger explosion on this one. But other than that, I think Baltimore is going to be a great team. I think they're going to be a great fight in this game for Denver. But Lamar Jackson and Teddy Bridgewater, I think they're going to go at it for a quarterback duel, I see. So I think it's something like that. But I had to pick a winner. I'm going to pick Baltimore over Denver in this game. On the line, though, Denver is favored by 1 in this game. So I'm picking the upset of Baltimore. So I'm going to take Baltimore plus 1 in this game. Over and under, it's 44. I'm going to go under 44. Sunday Night Football, the big one. The Super Bowl of the season for me. It's my New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, former Patriots are all coming back to return to New England, facing Bill Belichick and Mac Jones. I think this is a really, really close game. I really expect to do some damage in this one. I think, for my case, if I had to pick a rookie who try to make a bounce back from last week and make it a close game, probably Mac Jones. But I'm gonna say this: the way they play, they didn't handle Alvin Kamara really well, and that's the thing. If they didn't handle Alvin Kamara very well, you're not probably winning much games. But it is the Tom Brady return. He lost too, and I think he's gonna take it out on the Patriots. And I don't think it's a revenge game, but if I had to pick a revenge game for this year, this is it. For not only just for Tom Brady, it's going to be for Rob Gronkowski and Antonio Brown. I think all that is going to be a big explosion in that one. It's going to be a lot of lit in there. It's probably the biggest game of the year for a week 4 game, to be honest with you. This is why I say this is the Super Bowl of the NFL in the regular season this year. That's what I'm going to go with. So, and I think Tom Brady's going to be Tom Brady in this game. He's probably going to set some more records in this game. He probably would, if I had to pick another MVP candidate, probably Brady. So, that being said, and if I'm not mistaken, if Tom Brady's the MVP this year, I believe he's the only player, I think, if I'm correct, to do it. He'd be the only player to win MVP on both conferences, like he did in the Super Bowl. I mean, a pretty interesting fact on that. So anyways, that being said, I think I'm going to go with the Tom Brady and the Bucs in this game to beat my New England Patriots. As a Patriots fan, I'm going to be still rooting for him, but on the flip side, I might root for Brady too. I don't know. It's kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde for me, you would say. But that being said, I believe I'm going to take Tom Brady and the New England Patriots in this game. On the line, though, the Brady, Gronk, and Antonio Brown and the Bucs are favored by 6 in this game. I'm going to take the Bucs minus 6 in this game because I think they're going to win by a touchdown differential. I believe this is going to go to overtime. It might get a push. I wouldn't be surprised if there'd be a push in this game against the spread. Over and under, it's 49. I'm going to go with the under 49 in this game. I believe it's going to be in the 20s, but I think it's going to be like a 26-20 score or something like that. I believe that's going to go. And ironically, I'm going to make this bold prediction. That game's going to go overtime. Brady and Gronk are going to connect for a game-winning touchdown. I'm going to boldly say that. I could be wrong, but you know what? I'm sticking with my guns on that one. I've been saying that since that schedule came out. Brady and Gronk are going to connect to overtime. So I'm still sticking with my guns to that. So that's why I say I'm going to go under 49 in this game. I believe it's going to be a crazy game on this game. It's going to be an atmosphere game, to be honest with you. So Monday Night Football, the Las Vegas Raiders and the LA Chargers. All right, now I believe this is a game that this Raiders team is going to be a playoff contender. They might go to the conference championship game this year. Who knows? I might go with it. I don't know. But, with the Vegas Raiders, I think they're going to do something in this. I think they're going to be 4-0 for the first time in a very, very long time. I really think I'm going to go with that. Nothing against Justin Herbert. I think it's going to be a crazy game as well. I think this atmosphere is going to be electrified in that as well. But I'm going to pick a winner. I'm going to pick an upset in this game because I'll tell you why. The Vegas Raiders over the LA Chargers in this game. It's on the line. The Chargers are favored by 3 in this game, which I don't understand why. I don't know why I'm seeing. I'm not sure. Maybe they beat the Chiefs. That's probably why. I don't know. But anyways, that being said, I'm taking the Vegas Raiders plus 3. Over there is 52. I'm going to go under 52. That's going to wrap up my picks for the week. Hey, shout outs this week is my good old buddy, Matt the NFL Fanatic. Check him out. He's a great NFL YouTube prognosticator. He makes great picks as well. Even though we always talk about football all the time. We have a couple of times we disagree in here and there. But last week we were on the same page on our picks this week. That was pretty cool. So anyway, I don't know about what he has this week. I haven't really looked at anyone's videos yet. So anyways, that being said, I give Matt the NFL Fanatic some love. He's a really good prognosticator and a great NFL blogger as well. He makes great videos. I mean, I could talk all day about how Matt the NFL Fanatic is really good at it, everything else like that. But other than that, give him a shout out this week. So, and anyways, that being said, good luck to all of your picks this week. Hope you're doing your fantasy leagues as well. Until then, this is Andrew Warren signing off, saying rock out.